Hello and welcome. My name is Quentin, and you have found the ultimate no nonsense guide to Python 3.10. Now, whether or not you're an experienced developer with hundreds of hours of development experience or a brand new developer who's trying to learn their very first programming language, these tutorials are designed to be compact and bite sized while still being as informative as possible. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and set some things up we'll need in order to start programming in Python. In order to start scripting in Python, we're going to need to set up something called a development environment. And that's just as it sounds. It's an environment designed to develop, test, and debug an application. Unfortunately, due to my limited resources, I will not be able to show you how to set up our development environment on a Windows machine. I will be linking resources in the description that will show you how to set things up on a Windows machine. I will only be able to show you how to set our development environment up on a Linux machine and a Mac machine. So let's go ahead and get started with our Mac machine right here. We're going to need two things for our development environment. The first one is going to be something called MiniForge, and the next is going to be something called PyCharm. MiniForge is going to act as our package handler, and PyCharm is going to act as our integrated development environment, where we do all of the scripting and testing. Let's go ahead and get those installed. The first thing we're going to install is going to be MiniForge, and we can grab that from a GitHub repository. So I'm going to pop open a web browser, and I'm going to go to github.com/condaforge/miniforge. And I hope you're either familiar with or ready to be familiar with GitHub because I plan on covering that in the future. And I am on a M1 MacBook, so I scrolled down and found the version I need, and it's going to be this one right here. And it's going to go ahead and download the script to install. And it's thinking about it, just taking a second. Just taking a second. All right, perfect. It's downloaded. So I'm going to go ahead and pop into the terminal, and I'm going to change directory into my downloads folder. Next, I'm going to list all the files in this folder by using the command ls, and then I'm going to copy that script name. Next, I'm going to run the script by doing sh and the name of the script. So just paste that in there. And welcome to MiniForge 3 4.11. In order to continue the installation process, please review the license agreement. And we're going to press enter, and then we're going to continue to press enter until we get prompted to either accept or reject the terms of the license. And we're going to accept those terms. And then we're also going to press enter again just to install it to the default location. It's going to gather some packages and install those. And then after it's done installing those packages, we're going to say no to initialize MiniForge 3. And thank you for installing MiniForge 3. Awesome, it's installed. The next thing we're going to install is going to be our integrated development environment, which is PyCharm. So we're going to go to jetbrains.com/PyCharm, and then we're going to hit download. And I'm again on an M1 Mac, so it's going to download that. And it's a 500 meg download, so we'll give it a moment. And it looks like it's done downloading, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that open and drag it into my applications folder. And there it goes. And I'm going to go to my Launchpad, and there's PyCharm Community Edition. And I also want PyCharm on my taskbar here. So I'm going to drag it over here. That looks like a good spot. Do we want to send anonymous data? No, we don't. And we don't want to import any settings. And we're all set up on this MacBook. Let's go ahead and shift over to a Linux machine. The steps we're going to take on our Linux machine are going to be pretty similar to the ones we just took on the Mac machine. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and go to that GitHub repository, github.com/HondaForge/miniForge. And I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find the version that matches the system I'm on. I'm on an x86-64. And I'm going to go ahead and save this file to my downloads, and there it goes. It's downloaded. I'm going to pop open a terminal, and I'm going to change directory into that downloads folder. And then I'm going to list the folders and files in that directory, and I'm going to copy, and once again, run sh, script name, paste, and we're going to do the same thing we did on the Mac. Scroll through this until we are able to accept. And we're going to accept. And we're going to hit enter again for the default location. And it's going to extract these packages and install them. And do we want to run conda init? No, we do not. And thank you for installing MiniForge 3. All right, now that we've got MiniForge installed, we're going to go ahead and install PyCharm. So jetbrains.com/PyCharm. And we're going to download, save file. Then we're going to pull up the terminal. Excuse me. And then we're going to change directory into our downloads folder. And then we're going to extract that tarball we just downloaded. So let me grab the name of that. With ls, copy, and we're going to do tar xzf. Paste the name into the opt folder, which is where all of our programs are installed. So c opt. Oops, I forgot to do a sudo. We're going to do that as a super user do. Enter our password. And now it should let us extract into that folder. There we go. And we're going to cd into that opt folder. And we're going to cd into PyCharm bin folder. Oops. And then we're going to run that installation script. All right. We have read and accepted this EULA. We're not going to send any statistics. And there we go. We're in. And I will see you in the next episode of these tutorial series for our very first script.